Hey, what's going on, people? Patrick here with Silver Wolf Gear Reviews. So I'm here to give you my final thoughts on the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus. This one's actually the Performance Center model. So I want to let you know the good, the bad, the ugly on my final opinion after having it since it first came out. All right. So I'll give you the good. Smith & Wesson, I think, does the best job on this slide as far as their coatings. I think it's called Armorite or something like that. I think out of all the companies out there, they definitely do the best job on this. All the Smiths I had never had an issue with the slide fading or the finish coming off on it. I think they do a fantastic job on that. So I give them points for that. Now, as far as everything else, I think Smith has gotten incredibly freaking lazy the past couple of years. Like Glock, a lot of Glock lovers out there, but Glock is a lazy company. They don't innovate and come out with new things. They just jump on the bandwagon at the end of it and try to fix something like they did with the 43X when they still didn't make it that great because they had to wait for another company to fix the magazine for them. But same thing with the Shield. All right. I think what happened was the original Shield and the Shield 2.0, great handguns for their time, was the best seller. Okay, out of all the handguns out there, that was the best seller out there. They were selling so many of them handguns, maybe a million, I don't know, but crazy numbers that they were selling. Until the micro double stack came out of the 365 that just broke the market. So I think Shield finally with Smith realized we're not selling any more of the Shields because everybody's buying them. Why would I buy a single stack of 7 rounds when I can get a double stack that's the same size and almost double the rounds? So they finally got off their ass and came out with the Shield Plus. Okay, but they did it right when everybody else was doing it also. When everybody else was catching up. So there was SIG that came out with it first, and then came Springfield with the Hellcat, and then came Ruger and Taurus, and a couple other companies I think came out. And then Smith said, "Oh crap, let me jump on the bandwagon." They probably heard about it at the same time that Ruger was about to release it, and they did theirs. Now, very lazy. Okay, like I said, because they waited to the end and they said, all right, let's do it. I'm sure because basically the top half of the gun is the same on the other shields. Not the Performance Center, but the basic shield. Same half on the slide, barrel, everything the same. The only thing they changed was the grip and the trigger. Okay. So now let's get into more of the bad here. All right. This is the Performance Center model. All right. It's supposed to be hand-tuned. Okay, the Performance Center. You're paying extra for that, for them to, touch it up and do little extra things on it that somebody's touching. It's not just running off an assembly line. All right, so the first thing with this, the trigger. I'll let you know this thing is empty. Let's get in there. So they changed it to this flat trigger, which I actually like the design, but I don't know if you can hear that. It's gritty. All right, and it breaks. The reset is very springy. Here it comes, and then it's reset, and it springs my finger out. So the reset kind of sucks. But again, this is supposed to be a fine-tuned one. It's a Performance Center, and I know guys who got the regular Shield Pluses, and their trigger is actually a little bit better than mine. It's not gritty or anything, and they put less rounds through it. So yeah, I'm nitpicking, but if you're paying extra and it's supposed to be a Performance Center, these things should not be. The other issue I had with this was the slide lock / slide release. Now a lot of people scream up and down, "Oh, it's just a slide lock." It's freaking both. Okay, when I first got this, the slide release would not work. All right, I would sit there, squeezing it, pushing it, and there's videos of me trying to get it going. I had to like double thumb it, and really jam it to get it to release. Now it does. So again, hand-tuned shouldn't have that problem. Somebody should have touched it and said, "Hey, we got an issue with this." I'm not the only one. There's plenty of people who had problems out there. Even the guys at TFG Video, whatever it's called, those guys had the same issue. They couldn't get the slide release to go. So I'm not the only one. So you can sit there and go, "Oh yeah, you can pussy hands," and fuck you. But the thing is that it shouldn't have had that issue. All right. I contacted Smith, and Smith said, "Well, You could send it into us, but if we find, there's nothing really wrong, we're going to charge you. What? Again, this is the Performance Center one. There shouldn't have been anything wrong with it. And then you're telling me if you don't find it wrong, so you could say, oh yeah, we could do it, you shouldn't be able to do it, and you're going to charge me? No. Okay? That's the one thing I give to SIG. If you've got an issue, SIG gets back to you. I've heard guys also that had other issues with this, and it took them weeks, like 4 weeks to get the handgun back, 5 weeks to get it back, because they had some issues with it. Where SIG gets it back to you like a week and a half later. So I'll give SIG credit. And it sucks because this is an American-based company, and they're sitting on their ass being lazy. Okay? They know that the gun market right now, up, for the past year and a half, is crazy, so they can do what they want. Right now it's starting to settle down a little bit, so they might have to step up their game, but they should have been stepping up their game the whole time, kind of like what SIG did. And I'm not a SIG fanboy. SIG had its own issues, as we know, but at least they keep trying to innovate and come up with new things, and they fix the problem. So you had a problem, they fix it, and they get it back to you fast. So now I fixed the problem with the slide release. I sat there for freaking hours and days jamming the magazine in there when it was open. Right, so what I would do was, in order to fix it, I would slam home the empty mag and push down on the slide release at the same time. And that eventually smoothed out or wore out the little piece in there to make it so that it's operable now. All right. Again, there shouldn't have been an issue. Okay. What else can I say about this thing? It shoots great. I'll give him a bonus point for that. Shoots flat, shoots, very nice. I don't know if there's a big difference between the ported barrel and the non-ported, and that's why it shoots so flat. But I'll give him credit for it does shoot flat. So I'll give him credit there. Now, I'm going to take points away because if you don't have the Performance Center one, you get a crappy pair of sights with it, the basic sights. All right. Everybody in the micro compacts was coming out with better sights, either nice big green dot sights or a night sight, something everybody was coming out with, like that, and giving it to you, or a minuscule price. Not these guys. No, they're going to screw you for the same price of a regular Shield Plus. You could have bought a Hellcat with the night sight on it, or you could have bought the 365. Right? This one, the Performance Center, actually costs more than the 365 XL. Okay, not with the optic, but then the XL version. Okay, and there's no optic cut on this, and there's no optic cut on the other one, on the regular Shield Plus. Okay, so you can get the 4-inch version, and you can get the optic cut on that, but this one didn't have it. Everybody else was giving it to you. Hellcat, you were getting it. The XL, they came out with the X now. Ruger was giving it to you. So again, why was Smith resting on its laurels? Okay, because they figured let us get into the game with it, and then we'll just charge people even more money. So this being the Performance Center should have came with an optic cut on it anyway, for the same price that I paid for the Performance Center. But no, it didn't. So again, that's Smith & Wesson being freaking lazy. Now, I think this gun would look great maybe if, with those slide cuts, if you had like a copper colored barrel or that chameleon colored barrel. If you put that in, I think this would look really hot looking. But I don't have one of those right now. So my opinion is, would I buy this today knowing what I know straight out the bat? So for all you people who are looking to buy one, thinking about buying one, no. And I know a lot of these might be like, oh, really? Yeah. For the money you pay for this, for the Performance Center, or even the regular Shield, I go with a 365 XL. I think the 365 XL shoots just as flat, okay? And yeah, it's black cherry grip, as this does. And yeah, let's go size for it. So yeah, the barrel is about a 1/2 inch bigger, but it's a little bit thinner than this, okay? And it comes with an optic cut on it. Now this one came with the optic itself. I didn't use it for a while. Still not a big fan of it. I'm still working, trying to make it work with an optic. Working myself through that. That's another story. But for the money, I would go with the SIG P365. the XL or the X version. I think you get more for your money. I think it's a better shooting gun. Well, it's about even shooting gun. But I think there's more aftermarket out there, so to me, it's not worth going with the Shield Plus. All right, and definitely not worth going with the Performance Center version of it. Don't spend that extra money for that. All right, now you guys can call me up. Well, not call me up, but you can comment below and disagree, agree. That's fine. You can like, dislike. That's fine. That's what I love about the gun community, guys and girls. We can agree to disagree on things, with our opinions, and not go bananas, like everybody else does on everything else. So please leave a comment. If you disagree, hey, I'm good with it. If you got a different opinion, hey, that's fine. Let's talk about it. Like and subscribe, because that's the only way to get around the YouTube algorithms. I am not monetized. I don't get paid from any of this. I just do it, to help out new gun owners or to help people make decisions that I made bad decisions on. Like this one, I wouldn't say it was a great decision of mine. I should have bought another 365 XL. Hate to tell you that, but yeah, I should have bought another one of those or tried the Ruger Max at the time. Although I'm not a big fan of the way that trigger looks on there. The Hellcat I've tried. I think it's a little bit snappier than this. So, but again, for the money, go with the 365. X or XL, not the regular 365. Thank you. Thank you for watching the Silver Wolf Gear reviews, and like and subscribe. And if I get any more coupon codes or anything like that, any other videos, I will post them in the description. So like and subscribe when I do. I don't do a video that often. It's like once every couple of weeks. I do have one coming out with the holster that I was just showing that I like. So look out for that. Thank you. Have a great day.